What's up, guys? It's Jensen and welcome to another video. So the one thing that the coronavirus hasn't canceled is NFL free agency. And in 2 days, the NFL teams can start talking to the top NFL free agents on the market. And I have a message for my Chicago Bears. I think that they need to sign Teddy Bridgewater because this guy has what it takes to be a franchise quarterback. Now, I understand if they get bid out by a team like the Indianapolis Colts, who simply have more cap space than the Bears, they can simply make a better offer. That's okay. But what's not acceptable is the Bears not making a run at Teddy Bridgewater, because when we look at what this guy did in New Orleans last year, 5-0 record with New Orleans, and I know that was a good situation, but backup quarterbacks, let me remind you, these guys normally don't get a lot of run with the first team. Teddy Bridgewater wasn't getting a lot of reps with the first team in practice before Drew Brees got injured and he became the starter. So for Bridgewater to jump in that situation, get 5 wins in a row, a 9-2 touchdown to interception ratio, I mean, it was utterly spectacular in my opinion. What we saw from him last year, I thought I saw a lot of special talent in him, because when we look at his ability to be a game manager plus perhaps, because he can make some of these shorter passes, but he can also splash on some of these longer, bigger plays. That's what you really want in a game manager. And I think that he could be a little bit more than a game manager too, because when we look at his arm strength, it's pretty decent, but he also has above average mobility in my opinion. But he doesn't really run a lot, but when we look at his mobility, there's no denying that he can move around in the pocket. So that's the type of quarterback that succeeds in 2020 today. And when we look at his intangibles too, the fact that he's such a good leader off the field, all of that is good for the Chicago Bears, whom they don't really need a Patrick Mahomes in my opinion when we look at the Bears. They already have a solid roster, and I know there are some problems, like the offensive line isn't that great. You know, the wide receiver core, perhaps with Taylor Gabriel gone, they could maybe make some upgrades. The tight end position certainly is a position of need, but if they could get the quarterback, whom I think Teddy Bridgewater could certainly be the Bears quarterback and have a ton of success, the Bears could absolutely be a Super Bowl contender in my opinion. However, if they can't get Teddy Bridgewater, there's no point in overpaying a guy like Tom Brady or Phillip Rivers, because I don't think either of those guys can get the Bears to the Super Bowl. What I think they should do is sign a guy like Marcus Mariota or Case Keenum on the cheap, a guy who can challenge Trubisky and could jump in as a starter if Trubisky falters again this year, but you're not really paying the big bucks for a guy like Keenum or Mariota. So I think that's what the Bears should do. Either sign a guy like Teddy Bridgewater, who could absolutely take him to the Super Bowl, or go with the safer option like Keenum or Mariota, who can challenge Trubisky and they could jump in and maybe make some magic happen if Trubisky fails again this year. That's what I think the Chicago Bears should do. Other than that, it's about making some of these bargain addition free agents. If you can find a tight end on the cheap, why not? You know, get another wide receiver to help out Allen Robinson and Anthony Miller, and maybe some depth on defense would be nice. Overall, I think the defense is fine because they have studs on all 3 levels. I mean, this defense is still pretty good with Khalil Mack, Roquan Smith, Kyle Fuller, Eddie Jackson. He's a stud at safety. They have the main pieces in place, but filling in the positions around them should be important. And I really like the fact that they added a second-round tender to Roy Robertson-Harris. I think that's an underrated move. He's certainly a stud there. So I think they're making the right moves for now. But if they can find the quarterback, watch out, guys. The Chicago Bears are a team no one's going to want to face in 2020 if they can get a guy like Teddy Bridgewater. But we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Please like and subscribe. I'll be providing more NBA and NFL hot takes as the season goes on. And have a good day. And remember to follow me on Twitter, Jensen Sports. Gonna